If you're trying to figure out how to grow your landscaping business to $1 million in yearly sales and beyond, this video might be one of the most beneficial ones that you watch, because I'm going to be revealing a 3-step process that we've helped our clients use so that way they can achieve going from low to mid 6 figures to very rapidly upper 6 figures and then crossing that $1 million a year mark. So if you are brand new here, my name is Matt Wacek. I'm the CEO of Landscape Marketing Pros. We're just a marketing agency that has helped landscape contractors across the country scale to new heights since 2017. Last year alone, we generated well over 15,000 organic leads for our clients, and that doesn't even include anything when it comes to advertising. So if you're trying to figure out how to grow your landscaping business, you are in the right place. So the first step in building a landscaping business that's actually capable of scaling to $1 million a year or more begins with the foundation. The first part of that is going to be having a unique name for your business. And I know for a lot of you watching, you're at $250K, $500K a year. You've been in business 5 to 10 years. That might not be feasible. That's perfectly fine. We can still make it work if you have a more generic name, something like Four Seasons Outdoor Services. If you're up in the north, I've seen so many of those. Same with Four Seasons Landscaping, whatever, that's perfectly fine. Same thing if they're down south, Coastal Landscapes, Coastal Landscaping, Coastal Lawn Care. I mean, those are some just the more common names, and we can absolutely make things happen with those types of names. But if you're someone that's just getting started and you're watching this, you have the opportunity now to do some research and figure out what type of unique name you can use for your business that will actually stand out. So for a lot of guys, they're going to use their last name or maybe their initials. That's what I did with my landscape company, MJW Landscape Contracting. And the reason that I say that is because consumers have a lot of things on their mind every single day, and you don't want to be easily forgotten in that long list of things. And we're not even talking about the TikTok generation where their brains are completely fried. We're talking about people that are 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years old that can afford your services and spend 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, $100,000 on a project. If they are that caliber of person, they likely have a very demanding job, or they also own a business. And so there are a lot of things on their plate. They have a wife, kids have sports, and they themselves have hobbies perhaps, and all sorts of other stuff that they have to manage. So you want to be able to stand out. Next thing is a unique service proposition. And so basically what I mean by that is figuring out what you are the absolute best at that you can possibly do. So for some of our clients, this is commercial grounds maintenance and just doing commercial lawn care and commercial snow, and maybe a little bit of installation work when the commercial clients want that. That's really it. For other clients, it is small scale landscape and hardscape design build. So they're looking to do no less than $2,500 for a project and upwards of $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, maybe $40, $50,000. And that's just going to be really just a backyard renovation. So patio, fire pit, new yard, grading, drainage, mulch, plants, rock, all that sort of good stuff. And for some of our other clients, it's 100K plus, where they're doing the pool, they're doing a gazebo, patio, and redoing the entire yard, making sure the drainage is all on point and everything like that, where they're talking 6 figures for that project. So really the goal with that is to just figure out what you're really good at, what you like doing in your business in terms of the work that's offered, and triple down on it. Don't be afraid to say no to prospects that want you to do something outside that realm, because every single time you say yes to work that is outside what you want to be doing, that takes away the opportunity that you could be putting effort towards getting the ideal clients. And the third part of the foundation is kind of a no-brainer for a lot of you, but it is branding on your trucks and your equipment. Have your trucks branded, have your trucks and your trailers, even your equipment, skids to your arms, mowers, everything could have some type of sticker on there, so that way people can see that it is your company. And that is something that can really help you stand out, because about 5% of the leads that we track on the organic side for our clients come through somebody seeing a truck or a crew out working. So step 2 is going to be local market domination. At this point, you have everything assembled in terms of how to actually get the work done. Now you need to get the work to flow in. So the very first step is going to be a website. And this is probably a no-brainer for most of you, but there's a lot of ways that people build websites, and it's leaving tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars on the table because they're not doing things properly. So the first thing is going to be a homepage that's optimized for what service you want the most of in your headquartered city. So if you are looking for landscape design build work, and that's what you want to do the most of, and you're located in Carmel, Indiana, you're going to want that page optimized for landscape in Carmel, Indiana. And then from there, you want to have an About Us page that has details about you, the owner, and your company, how you started, what's your educational background. And I'm not saying you have to go to college or anything like that, but just that sort of stuff is very important to consumers, because a good detailed About Us page can mean the difference between people actually reaching out for a quote or not. If it's just the generic text with no images of anybody or even no images of work, and I've seen that before, a lot of people are going to bounce, especially the ones that are going to be investing a lot of money into their project because they want to know who they're going to be working with. And if you're at the position where you got 6, 10, 12, 15, 20 people working for you, try to get a picture of all of them together. That would be ideal. And if you can even do individual photos, if you have different people within the office or whatever their position may be, that's another good thing too, because then they really know, okay, here's the owner, here is the person I'm going to talk to when I call the office, here's my account manager, here's the sales guy, whatever, all that sort of stuff. Have that in place. Next up is a contact us page. This is critical because you want to be able to pre-qualify your leads and figure out what it is that they are interested in when they are reaching out for a quote. So that way, you know whether or not it's going to be worth it to even follow up with them. Because if somebody goes through your form and they say they want a paver patio, an outdoor kitchen, and grading and drainage and sod, and their budget is $5,000, but then you know before investing the time to drive out to the property and meet with them and all that, that it's not going to be a good fit. So the other things that you want to have on the website is going to be a page for each service and bundled where it makes sense, like things like ground covering and outdoor kitchens and living spaces, and usually those are kind of combined. This will help prospects learn more about the services in depth, and then it also creates opportunities for additional search presence as well. And so another thing you want to have is interactive elements, specifically photos. If you can do videos, that's even better as well. What I encourage that you do is have drone footage or time lapses or just kind of videos in general, whatever it is that you can do for tours of your shop, tours of completed projects. All those are good to have on the website. So from there, the website's taken care of. The next thing that you want to do is have a Google business profile. Again, this is going without saying for most of you watching. However, there's some things that I guarantee you're not doing that is leaving you money on the table. You need to select your categories carefully. So what I mean by that is the primary category, the top one that you choose, is you want that one to be the type of work you want most of. So if you want more design build or design focused and then get the build, have landscape designer be the top. If it's just strictly landscaping is going to be also have a lot more traffic than landscape design, then select that. If you want maintenance, if you want tree service, whatever it is, have that one be the top. And then the other ones can be the secondary categories. Second part of that is post on the status updates at least once per month. Photos of recent projects work great. Try to throw in the city name in there. That's going to help a little bit as well. And then add new photos to the website and the Google business profile as new work is completed. So final part of the marketing side of it is reviews. This is so critical because social proof is everything nowadays. If you don't have more than at least a dozen reviews on your Google business profile, people are going to just skip right past it. And especially if the star rating is low. When I mean low, I mean less than 4.2, because actually I would say 4.3 and above is what you want. Because if I'm scrolling through the search engines and I'm going to hire somebody for something, I see 4.1, 4.2, I'm sitting there thinking there's almost 25% of their reviews are probably 1 star. I don't want to work with someone like that. So you need to have as many reviews as you possibly can and as close to a 5-star rating as humanly possible. Step 3 in how to grow your landscape business to $1 million a year and beyond is retention. And so what I mean by that is being able to retain your existing clients and employees. I know that you're thinking, okay, great. I know how to do that. I bet there are some things you're going to learn in this section, even if you've been in business for 20 years. So the first step of this is going to be do amazing work. I know you're probably laughing if you're someone who already does this, but you'd be surprised as to how many people go to our website, book a call, say they need help, they don't have leads coming in, and it's peak season or something along those lines. And then we do our due diligence to see what their online presence looks like. And they have 3-star ratings across all platforms, Yelp, Facebook, Google, everything under the sun. There's people leaving negative comments on their Facebook posts, all that sort of stuff. No wonder they can't get leads. Their reputation's awful because the work quality sucks. People are pricks on the phone when they call them. They aren't honoring legitimate warranty claims to replace plants and things like that, or fix irrigation things or whatever. It doesn't even matter what the thing is. You have to do really good work. And obviously, yes, there are going to be those anomaly people that are mad no matter what, and they're going to leave a bad review. We've seen it many times before, and they're never going to end. Those people are never going to go away. However, you have to make sure that you treat your clients amazing. Make sure the entire experience is nothing but top-notch for them, because you got to put yourself in their position. A lot of business owners don't do this. Put yourself in the position of the consumer. They're going to be shelling out 5 figures for a backyard. You want to make it enjoyable for them. It's very, very, very critical right here, because it is very expensive to out-advertise a bad reputation. The next thing is remarketing via email to upsell your other services. So you'd be shocked as to how many tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars are just sitting there in your database of customers with their contact information, specifically emails. You could even do SMS if your CRM allows that too, to reach out and just recommend complimentary services to the things that they already have. So if you just build a brand new backyard for them and you also do maintenance, hitting them up on a full service maintenance program, even let's say 6 months after you completed the project, is a great time to do it. Or announcing seasonal services. This is huge for leaf removal, sprinkler blowouts, Christmas lights, plowing, all that sort of good stuff. Next part is treat your employees well. This should really go without saying, but a lot of companies don't treat their employees well, and you can see it as a result of their terrible Glassdoor ratings if they're a big enough company. But for most like local landscape type companies, some of them are going to leave bad reviews on their Google business profile because they had such a horrible experience working for the company. If you make somebody that mad that worked for you, that you paid them to be there, that they actually take their time to go find your Google business profile and leave a bad review, then you know you have some problems on your hands. So you don't want to be in that position at all. But these are things you can absolutely avoid by just treating them well. Because if you treat your people well, they're going to treat your company well. They're going to respect your equipment. They're going to be friendly to customers, even customers that aren't happy and they're mad about something. They're going to handle it professionally, and it's going to be easier to solve these types of problems. So pay them above average wages, keep morale high by encouraging efficient work environments, and maybe even buy them lunch every once in a while, because things like this are going to pay dividends for you in the future. A lot of guys will actually, if they like what they're doing and they like the environment that they're working in, they will look forward to coming to work. So that is the three-pronged approach for how to grow your landscaping business to $1 million a year and beyond. If you've watched this far into the video, what I encourage you to do is, if your business is currently doing $250K a year or more in sales, head down to the first link in the description or the pinned comment down beneath this video, book an interview with us, and let's see if it's a good fit, if we can help grow your company and scale to new heights like we did for Black Rock Landscaping, Proscapes and Tree, Best Outdoor Services, Lush Landscape and Irrigation, and a whole lot more companies that were in a position just like yours was. And as a result of working with us, we've helped them scale immensely. So if you're someone who's doing under $250K per year, what I encourage you to do is browse around our channel. We have so many different videos on so many different topics for how to actually get started and get the initial foundation built, so that way you can be at that position, 250, 300K a year, where it makes financial sense to partner with us and we can help grow your company from there. And if there's something that we've not yet covered here on the channel, comment below your suggestions for what you'd like to see in future videos. Drop a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe so that way you never miss an upload from us. And with that said, my name is Matt Wacek, CEO of Landscape Marketing Pros. We look forward to speaking with you sometime very soon to help scale your business. We'll see you in the next video.